Oh my gosh, is this working? Holy cow. I can't hear myself if it's working or not. Hello? Hello, hello? Guess it's working. Sounds like it. Let's see. Hey, can you hear me? I've never done this before, so it's getting all weird on me. It did not. I've never done this before, so it's getting all weird on me. Okay, let me turn this guy off. Wow, this is neat. This is my very first live stream. So hello, my name is Johnny. This is Go ADHD Go, of course, the channel that helps you make life suck less. I think about ADHD tips and tricks and things that I've learned, hopefully to make your life suck less. I keep, as you can tell, I've never done this before. I just keep repeating myself with random nonsense. Woohoo! Wow. Sorry, I was a few minutes late. The old YouTube was, everything worked fine. Then YouTube was like, no, now we're not going to do anything. But looks like it's going. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. There's reflection down here. Hello, I see you, Hyperfocus 3D. I think that's how you say your name. Is it Hyperfocus 3D? Yes. Stacy the Sparkling Star. Hello. Hello. Coming live from Northern Kentucky. Where are you guys from? I'm always interested. I see so many people on my videos, but never really know where anybody's from. And I should start asking that in my videos for people to comment and be like, hey, I'm from wherever, Taco Town. Ah, yes, Florida. Hey, Patrick. I know you. Hopefully this isn't too loud. I can't really hear myself very well. So hope it's not blaring through on your side. Okay. All the cool stuff going on. Sorry for any glare in my glasses. I can't see hardly anything without these things on. And so, yeah, got that going on for me. Sweet. Ontario, Canada. I love Canada. I've only been a few times, but I just absolutely love it there. Coolest people on the face of the planet. However, when I was there, which was like 97 or 8, there were no stores that served like alcohol. There were no, the grocery stores didn't sell alcohol, which I thought was weird. And we asked people like, where do you buy beer? And they were like, at the beer store. I'm like, oh. And so we drove down the street and it was a place literally called the beer store. That's my fun Canada story. Finland, yes. I know you're from Finland, Patrick, because I do believe I did a video where I featured you, kind of. And I do believe I spoke, is it Finnish at the end? It said, let's dance in Finnish. I can't remember how I said it, but I do know I said it. Let me get a sip of water from my brand new SHAG mug. Awesome. Awesome on there. Audio is good. Excellent. I have my wonderful mic here. I did test all day yesterday with it and everything was perfect. So hoping it was still. Oh, the beer store is still there. Awesome. I thought it was hilarious that it was called the beer store. Stacy Sparkling Star has brother and dad are in Florida till April, and then they are getting out of there because it's probably so humid and hot, perhaps. I love Florida, but every time I go there, I'm outside 2 seconds and it just affects my allergies and I feel like I'm wearing a wet towel all day. It's not for me, but I still really like it there. Awesome. Well, I got a bunch of questions to go. I'll be reading your chat, so I'm sorry I'm looking down the whole time, but that's where my my live chat screen is, so I got to keep glancing down there. But trust me, you're more important than that. Or I guess you are that, now that I think about it. You know, at some point, I want to figure out a way that I can do live streams, but with multiple people. I think that'd be so cool to be like split screen, like the Brady Bunch type of thing. I know you can do that like on Google Hangouts and stuff, but I definitely need to figure out how to do that because it'd be great to do like live stream interviews and stuff. I think it'd be awesome. Where am I from? I am from Northern Kentucky, a place called Florence. Actually, the real town that I live in, I won't say the name because YouTube doesn't like it. And plus, if there's kids watching, their parents might go, "Oh no, did he just say a thing?" But it's got a hilarious name. I'll just tell you that much. But it's basically Florence. If you know where the Florence Y'all Water Tower is, I'm not too far from that. Okay, let me see. I got some little things. I actually made a little list because if I don't, who knows what's going to happen. So, what is everybody up to today? I had a very exciting morning of going to the store and looking at weed whacker packages. You know, the trimmer, the lawn trimmers. I'm doing a design project for a product. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but it is the coolest thing ever. It's one of those things when I saw it, we got the client and we saw it. We were like, why has nobody done this before? Ever. It's the greatest yard thing of all time. And it's pretty much the only thing I've been really excited about in forever. Like I don't see stuff and go, yeah, oh, I really want that. But this thing, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. And not only that, but we get to do the packaging for it. And that's super cool. But I cannot wait to get one and then mow my yard and have this thing because it is sweet. So yeah, I took pictures of weed whacker boxes. That's fun. Life of a designer. I'm not complaining. It's better than being in an office all day, I guess. Okay. Oh, and my apologies. My dog, Sir Cowboy Habersham, is on a little bed right next to me, and he snores. So at any moment now, he's gonna start hearing like little chainsaw sounds. That's him. How many people are in here now? I can't see how many people are in here. It doesn't say. Weird. I have a feeling there won't be hardly anybody in here because my channel is incredibly small and it's early for some people. Other people, it's like afternoon. I don't know what time it is on where you guys are at, but here it's 9:43 a.m. I think over Patrick says 3, I guess 3 p.m. over there. I think in Holland, I did an interview. Well, not really an interview with I don't know if you heard of ADHD Dumpster Fire or ADHDumpsterFire, like ADH, then the D is the first letter, Dumpster Fire, all one word. I think her name's pronounced Eureka Van Wiggen. Her channel is awesome. She's my favorite little train wreck. If you haven't seen her channel, you got to find it because it is. She can talk about anything, and she's a great storyteller. Just trust me, when you find her channel, she's just she's a train wreck, and it's wonderful. Okay, 9:43 where Stacy is at, and that is it must be the Eastern time zone. Oh yes, we do have fried chicken here. Kentucky Fried Chicken is really yummy, but the best fried chicken is not at Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's at what's that place called? There was a place called at Kitchen 1883 down the road from us. The menu always changes, but it's one of those places you can only go once because you always want to go back constantly. It's that good, so you have to like never go there. Okay, I'm gonna go through my little list of stuff I wanted to talk about with everybody today because some live streams people just babble on like we've been doing. Other times, they are kind of structured, and I want to make this a little bit more structured because who knows what would happen. I mean, I was talking earlier when I did the interview with the ADHD Dumpster Fire. It started as an interview, and then it just ended up being 2.5 hours of us just in the top talking about random things and topics just bouncing from one to the next, and somehow it all made sense. So try to get a little bit organized here. Oh, you have 2 cat children. I just have one Sir Cowboy Habersham. He's a beagle, part something else, and he's the most amazing, awesome rescue dog of all time. He's incredible. And now he thinks I'm talking to him, so he's staring at me. Hello, Sir Cowboy Habersham. Okay, I've already asked where you guys are from. I think one of the things that will surprise people when this actually goes, when I edit this and put it online, is they're going to find out, like, wow, the guy actually, ADHD live stream started at 9:30, and it actually started like at 9:32. That's amazing. How did he do it? I use a digital calendar and a app called Things 3 on my phone. So I constantly have little alarms and stuff going off to remind me. Like if I have something at 9:30, it's going off at 8:30, 8:45. Not like it's constantly reminding me that something's coming up. I don't know if that's beneficial to anybody, but that's one of my tricks is repeating constant, hey, this is coming up, reminders, and then a thing in the calendar, blah, blah, blah. Oh, speaking of live streams and being late, How to ADHD had a live stream yesterday on January 11th. She surpassed 1 million subscribers, did a live stream, was really late, but wasn't her fault. The whole YouTube streaming time thing is weird. If you ever do a live stream, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll be like, I'm going to go live 12:30, then find out it's actually set for something else. I don't know. But she did a live stream, 1 million subs. That's amazing. When I found her channel, she had just 2 or 3 videos, and I was either subscriber 316 or 361. I can't remember which. I know there was a 3, then a 1, and a 6, and I don't remember. They're flipped which one it was. It's one of those 2. But that, if you haven't seen How to ADHD, I'm sure everybody's heard about that channel. It's incredible. I highly suggest just going into her videos, the videos tab, do sort by the oldest first, and just go watch every single one. I've done it twice. It's just amazing how much every time I do that, you learn more. But 1 million subscribers, can't believe it. I think she's been on like 5 or 6 years. So amazing, an amazing channel. But she totally stole all my ideas. Actually kind of stole them, because right before I found her channel, I had an idea to start a YouTube channel about ADHD, and I started designing like the set and the colors and the background and what I'd wear and stuff and how I would do it. And then I stumbled across her channel, and she did exactly what I was going to do. Blue background, the blue shirt, everything, the close up, the way it bounces around, the way she talks about stuff. She completely stole my idea, an idea that I had never told anybody about. Somehow she just took it. But that was great, because then it forced me to have to change the way I do things. And where I ended up 4 years later, after the channel finally started, is great. I really like what I ended up with, doing this, coming at ADHD topics from a really weird angle. So that's one thing you need to kind of keep in mind when watch a video. Whenever you think I'm going to talk about and how it's going to end up, is probably never going to be what's going to happen. Because, I mean, let's face it, there's tons of information out there about ADHD. And I just want to do something different. So hopefully it's entertaining and make you laugh, and you enjoy it, because I love doing it, even though it stresses me out. So I'm going to look through your little comments down here for a second. So hold on. Sorry if this is sporadic, but ADHD, what can you say? You'd love to see my dog. I would show you. I'm on Instagram. It's just, if you go Instagram, it's just Go ADHD Go, all one word. I put pictures of him on there all the time. He's part beagle, part, we don't know what the other part is. We don't even know his real name. We got him a few years ago. His owner had passed away. People taken to one of them shelters, a kill shelter, I think is what they're called. And then a rescue shelter went in and got him. And they didn't have any papers, no name or nothing. But the girl who had him, like, is his foster parent, named him Cowboy. And we were going to name him Habersham, after the wonderful character Dante Habersham from the TV show White Collar. If you've ever seen that, Willie Garson, rest in peace. I haven't watched that show since he passed away. Favorite show, second probably favorite show of all time. But Dante Habersham was one of his aliases, and so we were going to name him Habersham, but then his name was Cowboy, so we just named him Sir Cowboy Habersham, or Cowboy. Okay, I'm just gonna looking through here. Stacey has inattentive ADHD. So do I. You started on Concerta a month ago. First time on meds. I started on, I can't remember if it's Strattera or Concerta, and both of them didn't really do much for me. Strattera made me want to sleep all day, and Concerta just didn't seem to do much. And then I went to Adderall, which was great, but the crashes, the ups and downs, weren't so wonderful. But then Adderall XR came out, which is the extended release, and that was really good. Kind of cut down on the crashes. They weren't as bad. Then VYVANSE, that's when that came out, I switched to that, and that's what I've been on for, I don't even know how many years, but it's the one I've been the best for me so far. My psychiatrist said there's one called My Days that is now out. It's like MYDAYIS or something like that. It's new. It's a lot like VYVANSE, but I guess lasts longer, a little bit smoother. I might try it. Who knows? So let me see. Go read some of your comments. I know Patrick. Patrick, you're still on Concerto, right? I do believe I've seen your videos recently. I've seen all your videos like 5 times. So I know you're on Concerto. I don't know if you still are. Let me see. Live stream. I'm 34, almost 35. But I say I'm turning 25. I'm older than anybody thinks I am. When I tell people how old I am, they don't believe me. I did stand-up comedy for a while, like local stand-up comedy just for fun. It was incredible. Probably one of the greatest things I've ever done. Actually, a lot of the stuff that is going to be in the videos, some in the past I've done, and the ones that are coming up, they'll be usually any type of like humorous thing that I do, usually from stuff I did in stand-up comedy. For example, the ADHD Ghost video, the whole segment where I talk incredibly fast, which by the way is in real time. That's not sped up. That's done. Well, I could do it right now if you wanted to, but I'm not going to because I'll probably flub it up. But that was from a stand-up comedy routine, and it got big laughs. And when I did a video about, how to stop losing things, and I was blaming them on ghosts, I figured I'd throw in the whole Scooby-Doo reference. Which, by the way, if you go back and watch that video, that's what I'm talking about, Scooby-Doo. And if you watch everything in the video, teal, green, orange, and blue. Did you pick that up? Colors of the Mystery Machine. See, that's what I do in videos. Can you tell that I'm very excited about this? Because I'm rambling on like I'm weirder than a football bat, as I like to say. Okay. See here. Yeah, how long would I play around with meds before I got it right one? Years, actually. Actually, Concert and Strattera were pretty quick. I tried those, and it was maybe 2 weeks, and I was like, this isn't right. Luckily, my psychiatrist at the time, actually, all the psychiatrists I've had are wonderful, but she was quick to catch on, yeah, that's working, that's not working, and would switch over. And by the way, if you're watching this now or the replay once I edit it and put it up, if you are going on medication and you go to the doctor, psychiatrist, or whoever, or however your country does it, make sure they start you out at the super lowest dose. Mine, luckily, when I started medication, they were like, we're starting you out at the lowest dose, and then we'll bump it up to see what happens. I know people who've gone in and they've tried ADHD meds, and they were like, I freaked out. And I was like, well, what dose you on? And they're 50 milligrams of VYVANSE right out the gate. And I was like, holy no. Good doctors will be like, no, why would they do that? So start low, inch it up, and you'll probably go up and down. And like right now, I'm splitting VYVANSE. I have a video about how I split my VYVANSE. I used to do it half and half. Now I'm doing, I think, about either 1/3 every 3 hours or a quarter every 3 hours. It depends. I kind of just gauge it, but I'm splitting it up throughout the day in little sections. We almost have the same amount of subs. So you have what? I didn't even know what mine are. 617, I think. I don't know. I just saw it somewhere. What's interesting about subs is that watching that number go up is exciting for me because I like milestones. Like I put in my calendar when every 5 new subs, like I don't know, but that number really doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is like the engagement and stuff, getting comments on videos where people say I helped them or they're asking like any questions, stuff like that is what's exciting to me. I'd rather have that than I'd rather have 2 subs and a ton of people watching the video and engaging than having 100,000 subs or 1 million subs and people that don't engage or talk or do whatever. So, but yeah, I can't wait to get to 1,000 subs because once I hit 1,000, then I can start doing. It was that I could do community things on YouTube, the community tab, but then now at 1,000, you can do something else. And I can't remember what it was. I think at 1,000 you can also do super chats in live streams. I think once you're monetized, you can do super chats. Which, by the way, if you don't know what a super chat is, if you're ever on a live stream like the How to ADHD did one yesterday, and at the bottom by the say something or whatever that little bar is, there'll be a money sign. If you click that, it'll pop up. You can do a sticker or a message, and you can adjust the amount, and then you just you type a message and hit pay or whatever it does, and it basically that person gets money. It's a great way to say thank you because for whatever they're doing for you. I try to do it as much as possible when I'm on a live stream. I always try to throw in some money to them because, believe it or not, doing YouTube is way more work than you think it is. The mental work, geez, it's like 80 hours a day thinking about stuff and stressing about stuff. Who knows? I'm dunking a cheese sandwich on hot cocoa. You know what? I've done that before. I've dipped grilled cheese into chocolate milk. It's awesome. It's also awesome dipping soft pretzels into vanilla ice cream. That's a weird one, but man, is it yummy. And of course, my favorite, peanut butter jelly on Eggo waffles. Yeah, Super Chat, I think it is a 1,000, but I don't know if you have to have monetization or not. You know, that whole 4,000 watch hours and 1,000. I don't know. I'm not really interested in monetization. To be honest, when I started the channel, I was going to not have monetization. I didn't want ads on anything. But then YouTube changed that where it was like, even if you're not monetized, we're still putting ads on your stuff. So if you ever see ads before my videos, that's not me. YouTube just does that. But yeah, it was going to be no ads whatsoever. I was just going to, hopefully make money through Patreon, selling merchandise, which I have a merchandise store. I don't know if anybody knows. I don't think I've ever talked about it except for maybe twice. I think I talked about it with Bobby in one video. It's an ADHD memes video, the Mimi's Monday video. I do believe I talked to Bobby. I mentioned it in there. And at the end of the video, some stuff pops up right after I do the dancing part, and it mentioned it. But it is shop.goadhdgo.com, I think. There's not a lot in there now, but I'll be adding a bunch stuff to it. How many people? There's 4 people in here. Oh my gosh, I'm so famous now. I think that's what I tell Karen Broda all the time. If you guys don't know who Karen Broda is, she has a channel called Fitness, Nutrition, and Mindset for ADHD, I think. She is a she used to be, I think she called a bikini athlete or something like that, which I thought was a joke, but it's a real thing. She's like a fitness whatever, and she does like those silk things. She hangs from the ceiling like 30 feet in the air and does these weird like Cirque du Soleil silk things and trapeze stuff. It's amazing. She has on her Instagram, she has these videos and it's insane. If you haven't seen it, you got to go find her on Instagram and just watch her circus life videos and stuff. It's terrifying. But I just totally lost what I was talking about. Something I said to Karen all the time. What was it? Sorry, Karen, I can't remember what it was. So we always talk about, oh man, what is wrong with me? Oh, I know. ADHD. Soft pretzels are hard to find here. Yeah, I get them at like Kroger. They're frozen, and then you just put them in the oven. Yummy. Hot chocolate. Really enjoyed this live meeting. All of you. Thanks. Oh, I am the host. My name is Johnny. I need to, at some point, I'm going to have get like OBS Studio or whatever. I'll have graphics on here saying things. Whatever. Just learning all this fun stuff. But anyways, you know what I wanted to do? Speaking of stuff, one of my things on my list here is I want to promote, like whoever's on here now, if you have a channel, I don't know if they'll let you put the links to your channel in here, but if whoever's in the chat, just say, I have a channel, and that way people know like, oh, Patrick has a channel, whoever has a channel, just put, I have a channel, and that way people know, go check it out. But I'm big on promoting everybody else's channel, but mine. If you follow me on Instagram, I talk about the Dumpster Fire channel. I promote her because she just makes me laugh like crazy. I did the video, had Patrick in it. I'll be doing a video soon with HEYWOOD and stuff. He doesn't even know he's in it, but he'll be in it. I like to promote the other ADHD channels. I'm going to start doing that a lot more in a weird way too. So I think it's more fun that way for me. Stacy has a channel. Stacy the Sparkling Star. I don't know if I've ever found your channel. I might have. Those are channels I go to and then I subscribe to them, and I just don't know the actual name. The channel's called like ADHD Education or whatever it is, but the person's name's like Debbie the Poodle Dog or something, something weird. Patrick has a channel. Stacey has a channel. I think didn't you say Hyperfocus that your name was Ed? I know you want to start a channel and do it. Oh. There it is. Yeah, it's under construction. I say go for it. I mean, it took me 4 years to do mine, to my ADHD channel. But to be fair, I have like this, I wanted to find the perfect studio. So of course I literally have places in my entire house where I put little studios up and backgrounds, and it's like a OCD thing of trying to make it perfect. And I did that forever. I actually have another YouTube channel that I did like 2 videos for, and then some stuff happened in life, like another business thing. It kind of overtook that, but it was called KAPOW Right Now, which was like a DIY, how to build things like pipe lamps and stuff, super simple. I only did like a few videos, but if you ever stumble across that channel, you'll know it's basically the same as this ADHD channel, same music and everything. But I did a lot for that and learning that, and finally got a studio all done and perfected and ready to go about 2 years ago. And then when the whole shutdown began and people were here all day, I had to then move the studio, and eventually it ended up in a windowless bedroom in my basement that I painted black, and ended up being way better than I expected it, even though there's nothing really to it. But oh, hyperfocus. I see what you're doing there. Why do I keep saying 3D? Oh, okay. Hyperfocus Ed. I see. I see what's going on now. Oh, you follow me on Instagram. Yeah, my Instagram, I'm old school Instagram. I know a lot of ADHD people on there. It's posting like Molly, ADHD Mayhem. Yeah, hers is very, I'm really happy to see her doing what she's doing, because a while back, a long time ago, I kept pushing her and like, you're an incredible artist. You have an amazing talent. And I don't know what her subscribers on Instagram were at the time, but it wasn't that big. And I kept telling her, like, you've got a talent. Trust me. I went to design school. I went to art school to learn what you're doing, to do what you do. And you just do it. Like, that's amazing. Just keep doing. And now she's hit, like, she's got to be up around 49 or 50,000 followers on Instagram. But glad to see that's what she's doing there. I don't really do that. I put on things every once in a while, little weird things, but my Instagram is basically just just me. Sometimes behind the scenes, sometimes it's just random weirdness. Like I said, old school Instagram, what used to be just people putting pictures of food, there was no marketing or anything on it. Now it's completely changed. But I don't want my Instagram to be the same as my YouTube. I want people to have different experiences wherever they go. Molly, yeah. Molly is, I think it's Molly's ADHD Mayhem. And if you ever go to her channel, that's what it is. I mean, she's full-blown ADHD, it's awesome. She just goes. But her Instagram is just wonderful, man. She's so talented, just unbelievably talented. See, Molly is fantastic. Yes, Molly is fantastic. There's a lot of ADHD stuff on Instagram. I follow a lot of them, but I don't know. I just like doing things the way that I do them. And I only do Instagram. I have a Twitter also, but I don't really do that. Some of the best advice I was given when doing anything like with YouTube or whatever was choose one. And that meant choose Instagram or choose Twitter, just one social media thing, and just do that, and YouTube. Because if you do all the other ones, then it becomes too much. And I'm like, and I don't do Facebook because Facebook is the most distracting place on the internet. So why would I want an ADHD page on there? I am, however, going to do a Discord server when I start doing Patreon, I'm gonna set up a Discord server thingamajig, and that way, no distractions like ads and stuff. I don't know. It's wonderful. I'm part of the That Chapter Patreon, and he's got a Discord, and it's just so cool. It's people who you pay like $2 or whatever for the Patreon support, where they get the server, you can go in, and it's just awesome people, and it's fun. And That Chapter is the guy from one of my videos, the Give It a Goo guy. Michael, give it a goo. Okay, I'm still. I am a graphic designer. Yeah, I saw that you're a graphic designer. I'm a graphic designer too. I've been a designer a long time. Like, see, what is it? 18, 23 years, 24 years, 24. I told you, when I said I'm old, nobody believes me. I'm old. Like when I was talking about stand-up comedy earlier. When I did that, a lot of those people are in their 20s. And when I told them one time how old I was, it was like a group of like 5 people. None of them believed me. They went, what? No, nuh-uh. And I showed them my license, and they were tilting it and trying to figure out. And I think to this day, they still don't believe how old I am. I'm old. Let me say, rap design is just amazing. Number insane. Yeah, Molly, as a designer, just is. She churns that stuff out too, and it's all done by hand. Like I've always looked at. I think sometimes she might use a font, not sure, but I know a lot of them is just by hand. It's just she churns that stuff out. And a while back, I tried to get her to put stuff on, on Redbubble and stuff, and I know she started to do that. But yeah, she should put that stuff on Redbubble as prints and posters and all kinds of stuff. And I've offered to help her out. So Molly, if you see this, I've been doing the print on demand, the Spreadshirt, Redbubble, merch by Amazon, all this stuff since 2007, 6 or 7, for a long time. I've been down to a science. Just ask. You make a lot of money doing merch stuff. Trust me. Make a bunch doing nothing, really. It's fun. My girlfriend may be older than you. Let me see. How old is your girlfriend? I'm going to have to look up your website. I keep forgetting I have my iPad next to me, Stacy. And Patrick, the best platform for print on demand, it depends. I've been on Spreadshirt for a long time, since 2007. That one used to be awesome because the commissions were big. I was making between $5 and $10 per thing that sold. Now they've kind of brought it down to it's like $2 or $3, and the SEO on it's not as great as it used to be. Redbubble's probably the second best. But for me right now, it's been TeePublic. It's been great. The big one is merch by Amazon. Once you get into that and you do it right, that is the big one for me. I literally don't do anything with it at all. Sometimes I'll upload some stuff, but it makes how much did I make last month? I don't know. It averages between $900 to $1,500 a month. I don't do anything, but then again, I have thousands and thousands of designs on there, so it's let me see. But yeah, TeePublic, I put them on everything. There's actually a thing I use called Merch Titans, and it kind of automates stuff for you, and it puts it on, Spreadshirt and Redbubble. I can merch by Amazon. It'll automatically do it. So it saves a bunch of time, but I'm all over the place. Let me read some of this. Oh, Stacy, I was going to look up at your YouTube channel, which I totally didn't do. Okay, anybody else new in here? I see Stacy. I see Patrick. I see, where'd he go? Hyperfocus Ed, I think that's how it's said now. That's one thing. When you do a YouTube channel, I know you talked about it. Always good to go with something that is easy. Like if you named it the the hyper focused type of and done like that, it'd be really hard for people to find. So when you think of a channel name, anybody that's out there wants to do a channel, it's really good to think of names that make sense, that are memorable. Another one, and it just makes it easier. I mean, think about, if you're searching for a YouTube channel and something's spelled really weird and you can't find it, it's a pain. If you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, I highly, highly suggest you check out Brian G. Johnson. I learned tons from that guy. And Nick NIMMIN, he's another one. Nick NIMMIN I followed. He had like he wasn't even in like 1,000 subscribers or something. And now he might be almost to 1 million. He's up there. But those two guys are awesome. And Brian's wonderful. He's a super nice guy. Why would you not want to be on YouTube? It's fun. It's ridiculous. But I warn you that it's if you just want to wing it, it's fun. But like for me, it's hard for me to wing it. I have to script things and do stuff. It becomes like an obsession. Then you're stressed because you're not doing a video every week. And then 2 weeks in, you're getting ulcers because you, for some reason, even though I only have like 600 some subscribers, you think that all 600 are at home waiting. Just where's that? Where's it at? Even though nobody is. My brain's like, you're letting the whole world down. I'm sure everybody here knows. Roberto Blake. Yeah, I followed Roberto really early on in his career because he did design stuff. And then now he's huge also. I make sure to sub to your channel. Yes. I got to switch over my thingamajig. Oh, speaking of channels, I'm going to start another channel. Actually, you should see my list of channels that I want to start. It's ridiculous. I have all the ideas. I have so many ideas for things, but I'm just going to focus on this one for now. But I'm going to start a channel called Go ADHD Go Kids, which is just for kids. Basically, it's going to be the same type of thing I'm doing now, but more pepped up and geared to kids, because I'm seeing a lot of comments on ADHD videos on other channels, especially on how to ADHD. You see a lot of comments of people going, is there any ADHD channel that's just for kids? So it's going to be a lot like the channel now, Go ADHD Go, but geared towards kids. So it'll be, because I'm basically a big kid anyways, but I thought that'd be kind of fun. So when that launches, I'll talk about it. So I just want it to be a safe place where parents know that their kids can go there and they're not going to be, any odd topics that young kids shouldn't, they might not want to be exposed to. So not that my channel is like talks about bad stuff or is not kid safe or whatever. I mean, heck, I made a video where I said the word hell and I was like, oh no, should I say that? Like, okay. You have the movie channel, Patrick. I was on there one time. I don't know if I subscribed to it though. I have to go back and check. I think I did. Stacey, now I'm going to go find your channel. Stacey, what is it? Stacey the Sparkling? Yeah. Stacey the Sparkling Star. Sparkling. It's not pulling up yet. And there it is. I found it. You know what? Oh no, I'm not. Have I found this before? There. I just subscribed. Oh, you're relatively new. That might be why. I don't know if you have ADHD in your stuff, but Brian G. Johnson, Nick NIMMIN, yep, they're awesome. I love those. So I keep licking my lips. I bit my lip this morning. It's driving me crazy. My first ADHD introduction vids were the wonderful Jessica. Yeah, Jessica McCabe, she's the first. Actually, when I started looking at ADHD channels, or when I started getting the idea, and that was 4 years ago, she was the only one. Like there wasn't an ADHD. I mean, there's videos about ADHD, but there was no focus on ADHD channels. She was the only all ADHD channel. And like I said, she didn't. I mean, if it wasn't for her, if I never found her channel, my videos would have been exactly like hers. The way that she does things, it's weird how I was like, this person did exactly what I wanted to do, which was a bummer at first. And then I realized she's doing what I wanted to do and it's working. So I was like, so I'm on to something. I got kind of the confidence to do something a little bit different and goofier. And thought, yeah, I think I can make this work. I mean, if you go to a channel, it was just weird. Like she took everything. The blue background, the shirt, we're both pretty girls. Hello. Totally stole my idea. Just kidding, Jessica. I'm glad that she did that because, like I said, if it wasn't for that, I'd be making a channel basically just like hers. Let me see. Brian D. Johnson, Nick Nimmin, you're awesome. They're just wonderful. I wanted to talk about ADHD channels as I was doing earlier. Hold on one second. I gotta check. Okay, where'd it go? I lost my things list here. I want to talk about channels. Where'd they all go? ADHD Patrick, already that. Karen BRODA. Oh, Karen's. I talked about her earlier. She's a circus trapeze silk thing. Her channel is called Exercise, Nutrition, and Mindset for ADHD. The channels I'm going to be talking about, like if I'm ever promoting a channel or talking about them, I want it to be channels that are kind of consistently doing something at least once a month, because there's a lot of ADHD channels and then they put out something 1 month and then they skip 2 months. Not that I've ever done that in October and November, but ones that are kind of consistent, because there's a lot of channels out there that start out great and then they just kind of disappear. Yeah, Karen, ADHDumpsterFire, HEYWOOD and stuff. Yeah, HEYWOOD and stuff's channel is awesome. He does ADHD stuff, and then he does a lot of stuff about other mental health issues. He's kind of like an 18 and up channel, but always really great stuff. He's just a really cool guy, very interesting. And when you first see his videos, the first thing you're going to notice when you see him, he's got really cool eyebrows. So if you go to HEYWOOD and stuff, you're going to be, you trust me, you're going to look at him and see him and go, wow, that dude's got really great eyebrows. Who knew? And if you've ever seen HEYWOOD's channel, you're going, you sure it's the eyebrows? So I'm pretty sure he's got things like all over. Maybe that's it. Okay, I'm going to read some more comments. Oh, I totally forgot to ask this earlier. Duh. I'm always looking for new ADHD channels. I mean, literally every single day. Every single day, I go into YouTube and I search ADHD. To the search filters, I go by upload date and see what's on there. There's a lot of channels that out there that have started out there. I'm like their very first subscriber because I do that literally 5 or 6 times a day. But some I don't find because the way they don't do their SEO is great. You know, I don't stumble across them for months. But if there's any ADHD channels out there that you love, just put them in the chat. I probably already follow them, but who knows? I might not. Okay, let me see what else is I got on my little list. Let me see. Oh, I never talk about subscribing in any of my videos. Excuse me. But, and that's because I always like to use my little sign. Like I'm always trying to think of just ways to, I'll start incorporating that little sign more, but I like it. I think people, if you do great videos or good videos, people know what to do. So I never ask them to subscribe. I never ask them to click the little bell notification because it's getting notifications, as I call them, notifications on your phone or emails is always a distraction. And we don't need any more distractions. But I keep forgetting that not everybody is on YouTube 24 hours a day like I am. I mean, I'm literally on there all day long. So I'm always seeing when new videos come out. I see when everything happens. But there's people who don't do that want to see my videos or see any channel's videos, and they miss a bunch of them because they don't go on YouTube and just go through their subscription feed. But if you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell and select all, whenever they release a new video or there's a live stream coming out, anything like that, you'll get a notification for it. And that's the good part, because then you don't miss the live stuff and everything. But besides that, yeah, I don't usually suggest using notifications for anything except for your calendar or your task manager. That's it. But subscribe, click on the bell. It's a good thing to do, but I probably won't ever talk about that in videos because I don't know. It's more fun to just throw that little, oh, here it is. Speaking of, I don't know if it's going to be backwards or not. There's my little sign. I don't know if it's backwards or not. Sometimes it makes it backwards. Sometimes it doesn't. But that's the little sign that I have. Shows up at the end of my videos. I made it. It's glittery. It's beautiful. Okay. Funny thing, my hair and beard looks like a host. You know what? You were talking about when I saw I think for a while there on Instagram, Hyperfocus, you didn't have any photos or anything, I think. But then when you did, I was like, oh my, that guy looks like me, which is weird. And because this is like not a normal look, trust me, I know. Because like when I walk down the street, I just don't, it's an odd look, I guess. I mean, I was walking down the street a couple days ago and I saw this guy and I was like, oh my gosh, that guy looks like me. That dude looks just like me. And I told my kids, and then my kids saw me. It's like, Dad, that guy looks just like he probably robbed a store or something. Look at him. It's like, oh my God. Dude looks like me. Yeah, I scare people, though. But I'm a nice guy. I'm just all right, let me look at the I used to have the full goatee, and then I shaved it one time just for fun because my best friend at the time just had this, and people got us confused a lot, thought we're the same person. So I shaved it off just so I looked more like him, and then I just never let it go back to the full goatee. I look more mean when it's full. You see, Micah. I'm reading through your chat stuff because it's fun. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I find more little question things on here. Talked about that. What are your favorite channels? I talked about that. Oh, here's one. I have even though I only have like a handful of videos out, I'm always coming up with new ideas. I mean, I use Notion and this app called Craft, and anytime an idea hits, I immediately put it into there. And I highly suggest everybody do this. Everybody should have a digital notebook, as I call it, like Evernote, Notion, Craft, even like Apple Notes or Google, whatever the Google thing is. And anytime an idea hits you for a video or anything, immediately put it in there at that very second, because you'll think you'll remember. You're not. You're going to forget it. But I'm always doing that, and I have so many ideas for videos, but I'm always looking in the comments for ideas for videos. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, chances are it's already in my list of videos, but if you put them in the chat, I can go back later and I'll put them in there. And I really want to, when people do that, when I make that video, I'll talk about that. What else do I got going on here? I used the pantyhose over the head during the store robbery. Like in, was it Raising Arizona? They did that. That was hilarious. Do I have amazing hair? I do. What's fun about my hair is that it's I used to have really long hair and I cut it, but it seems like everybody that I know that's my age, my friends, everybody, they're all going bald. So I like to I could do like the normal guy hair or whatever, but no, it's just more fun to make it sloppy and all over the place. I think it fits me too. Let me see. What else? I don't know. What's going on? What's everybody doing today? Like, it's almost been an hour, and this is it's weird because it feels like just like we've been on here for like 5 minutes. Like, this is the exact same thing happened when I did the interview with the dumpster fire back in November. Man, we talked forever. and it was and we were done. It felt like a half hour, and we were like, oh my gosh, it's been 2.5 hours, and it was amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever done something like that where you do like an interview or talk with somebody, even like over Zoom, just somebody else with ADHD. But that was the first time I'd ever really talked with somebody who has ADHD like that before, and it was like so therapeutic. It was like better than any therapy I have ever had. And we got done, and I just felt like amazing. And I sent her a message. I was like, "That was like therapy," and she's like, "That was like therapy." It was so wonderful. What's his name? Chex Mix. Hello. It didn't tell it went live. Yeah, I have no idea how the YouTube thing works. I know with the bell, you have to click all or whatever. I don't know how it does it. From now on, I don't like premieres, the Adobe Premiere, like you're going through your feed and it's like, oh, so-and-so has a video coming out. And it's like premieres in 3 days. And you're like, oh, bummer. But I think with the live streams, I'm going to have to do that because that way people find out early in advance. When I start doing the Patreon and Discord thing, I'll be doing a lot in there and of reminding people, like, because I think you can do a lot more stuff in that thing. I don't know. Still learning. Let me see. But you didn't tell me the live for 44 minutes. Remember, we do have no sense of time. I did a video though about how I made myself aware of time. The video is called Time Awarenagement. So word I made up. It's time awareness management, and it's basically a series of reminders that go off throughout the day. If you have like Apple reminders or whatever, it's just this repeating type of reminder that goes off every hour. I know, like on your phone and stuff, and on your Apple Watch, you can set it up to go off every hour on your computer. But this, having the alert pop up and saying it's now the hour of 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 2 to 4, that changed everything for me. It used to be get up in 1 minute at 6 o'clock. Next minute, it's like 3 o'clock. I had no idea what happened. But now it's like, even though I don't look at the alert as much, it's just my brain knows now that when that thing goes off, that it's an hour goes by, and it just made it a lot easier to manage things. And it made that whole time blindness kind of go away. So it's I've been doing that for quite a while, and I highly, highly suggest the time awarenagement technique. Let me see. Sorry, man, my lip. I just bit it, and it's driving me crazy. You don't remember what you're doing at 33? Neither do I. I do and I don't. Depends what was going on at that time. Yeah, you're not actually a squirrel? What? No. Let me see here. Yeah, it does. Time passes way faster than it does. How many lights do you use in your videos? But for me, if you're talking for me, it's funny. I have a ring light. I have a softbox set that I got off Amazon, and I used those a whole bunch, like when I was setting up my studio. And the thing I ended up using was this paper ball pendant lamp that I got from IKEA. It's paper, and it's giant. It's 27 inches wide. It's huge. It's this giant ball, and then I put this light bulb inside by Philips, and it's called the Mini Twister, and it's like a 5,500 lumens, not lumens, but the white color is 5,500, and I forget how many lumens it is, like 800, and I just put it in there, and that ended up being the best thing for me for some reason, because it diffuses light really well. My room is so small that I record in, so it's kind of close to me. You can't see it, but it's right off of the camera. And so it's just enough to light me up without bleeding onto the back and making the white back there. But that's what I use. But right now what I'm using, you can't see it, is one of my soft boxes. Is connected to my standing desk. I have a standing desk hooked up. I'm sitting on like a bar stool type chair right now. And my desk is made out of like solid wood and those black metal plumbing pipes. Build it. And it's got the black plumbing pipe coming up, and I've got the light hooked onto that. And it's like right here. and that's the only one that I have. And then behind me, I have a clamp-on light connected to my chair with a single colored bulb in it, and that's it. But yeah, I just use one light because I know a lot of YouTubers and most people, they have them on both sides and want themselves all lit up. I hate looking at myself on camera, and so I decided I'm going to try the Rembrandt lighting, so the shadowing and the more interesting look, and it hides my fatness more. Plus, I just think it looks cool. So one light's all I use. Oh, and then in my studio, I have the light above my head. So that's what makes, here it shows up, but in the studio, if I don't have that light on, I kind of disappear into the background. So I have, if it's a purple video, I have the purple background. I have the same color purple light above my head and two little spotlights behind me on the wall, all tuned into the same color. They're smart bulbs. I can make those any color I want, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, my setup is really simple. I had to keep it simple because of I didn't want to have to set anything up. So my studio is set up in a way where everything is like hanging from the ceiling. There's no tripods. It's all hanging from pipes and bars, and that way no beagles can knock them over, and I never have to set anything up. It's just always there. Okay. And how many lights do the video? So number of lights, one key light, one hair light, and then behind me I have two. In my studio, I have they're like spotlight bulbs, smart bulbs that I can make any color by using my phone. I can just change them. So 4 total lights total. But the big thing to the look of my videos, I had people say, oops, that showed. To get it to look like that, it took an eternity, but the walls in my room are painted black, matte black, like everything. I'm even painting the ceilings, but they're not done yet. But that's what allows it like not to spread out. And right now behind me, those are black curtains. So it keeps the color under control. And then of course the ISO and all the other camera tricks. Yeah, sun does do a great job. Sun gives the absolute perfect lighting, but it's hard to control. And I want my videos to always look the same, every single one, but the colors change. So by having that control of no lights, there's no window. So when I shut the door, it's pitch black. You can go like this, you can't see your hand at all. So the lighting always looks the same on my face. I don't know, it's just a picky thing that I want the consistency. But yeah, if you want the whole lit up face thing, windows are great. Or you can go from the side. Watch YouTube lighting videos by photographers and stuff. I made that mistake. You learn about all these cool lighting, like where to put lights to make your face look certain ways, and it's cool. Yeah, let me see. Now there's 7 people in here. Oh my gosh, we're so popular. No, I'm not. If my method would let me paint one wall, you know what? I almost did the chroma green wall. I have a gigantic piece of fabric that is green and it's fuzzy, kind of like a felt material. I don't know what it is. It kind of works, but I know there's chroma green paint that's supposed to be awesome. But yeah, green screens can be fun, but because you can make the background anything. But with my videos, I realize when I'm watching ADHD videos or looking at anything on Instagram, if there's stuff in the background, I'm looking at it. You watch like How to ADHD videos when she does the ones and she's sitting in that corner and has Post-it notes and all this stuff on the bookshelf. I'm looking at that stuff. And I realized, I want people focusing on the information, not other things. So I removed everything out of my background, just used color. Let me see, let's read some more. Wait, I use an app that will open another app when scheduled to. I'll see the to-do list. And yeah, I have a bajillion apps on my phone. My go-to ones for some reason are Things 3 for task. It's an iOS, iPhone, Mac only. Then I use Evernote for work stuff and other things. But for videos, I use Notion because it's easy to, I don't know, I just use it. And then I use Craft, which is an iOS app to do all my writing and other stuff in. I got things everywhere, but I'd be lost without Evernote. I mean, that thing is, completely lost. That's been the life changer. And painting walls, hyper-focused. Yeah, I've painted, my basement was blue. And I painted it, what color? I painted it dark gray, the entire thing. And then I went back and painted it light gray just for videos because I didn't know how the color looked. And then, yeah, who knew that the black ended up being the best thing? Yeah, the matte paint, they actually have a green paint just for doing green screen, and it's matte and it's expensive, but it's great because you don't ever have to, worry about the wrinkles in it or whatever. Okay, but you need help with, so I need help with that, Johnny, but help with what? Let me see. Oh yeah, earlier I'd asked about Evernote, and what's the other one? Craft. Yeah, Craft. I don't even know how I found it. It's an iOS only thing, but it is built for it was built for iPad, and then they now have it on Mac and for iPhone. But it's just buttery smooth and fast, and it just works. Evernote can be clunky and have some weird issues. Same with Notion, especially when you're trying to write in it. But yeah, Craft is just this. It's butter. It's just really great to do stuff with. Patrick had an apartment with blue wall painted with clouds. You know what? Our laundry room have that or not? No, our laundry room was blue with, I think, cloud wallpaper strips on it. The house before we bought it, oh my gosh. It was, I don't know who decorated. It was just so bad. I should put pictures on Instagram, like the before and after, because it's that crazy. What else? Evernote, what's that? Yeah, Craft, Evernote. Notion is the other one I used, hyper-focused. That I use that one for when I get video ideas, I put them in there. That's kind of like my list of ideas. I don't know, it's tags. If you watch videos about Notion, you can do anything with it. But I just like writing and Craft and doing all the other weird stuff. Oh yeah, earlier I had asked questions about videos that people would like me to do stuff about. So I don't know if anybody put that in there. Let me see. See what else is popping up on my thingamajig. I'm really surprised that the cowboy hasn't snored yet, because usually, it's really loud. It's like a person. Oh, I have something I want to talk about real quick. Not to bring anybody down, but today, I don't know if anybody follows the channel SAMTIME, SAMTIME, all one word. It's Sam Tucker. He's out of Australia. Comedic brilliance. His videos are, he's amazing. I don't know how he churns out these funny videos like he does, like every week. And he has a video that when I found him was called the KAPOW, which is actually an ad that's like a video, and it's amazing. But anyways, today he made an announcement that he has cancer, testicular cancer. Sounds like they caught it very early, and he's got to have surgery here soon, and they figure they can get rid of it. Hasn't spread. He's okay. But I know SAMTIME's never going to see this, but I just want to send out a lot of love and positive vibes towards SAMTIME, because we need you around. I need to laugh at least once a week, and you do it, SAMTIME. Signing off. So, if you guys don't subscribe to SAMTIME, I highly suggest it. He's now doing a lot of tech parody videos, but man, he's so good at what he does. And he uses a green screen very well. Okay, let's see what else is on here. Yeah. I wish I had vids or pics. Covered with your artwork. Yeah, I would. I don't think I put any of my artwork on the wall. What do we have on my walls? Nothing. Actually, in my studio, nope, I don't have anything in there. I have paintings that I did. I call them smudge paintings that are gray and white and black on black walls, so they just kind of blend right in. But actually, I'm changing my YouTube studio is slowly turning into the SHAG artwork studio from this guy, my favorite artist, SHAG. He's got beach towels and stuff. I'm gonna start buying and hanging those as not only as like sound buffers, but the artwork. And I'm slowly turning it into a tiki type of thing. So I think sometime in 2022, you're gonna start seeing some slow changes coming in. And maybe by 2023, it's gonna be a lot more stuff in the background, tiki related or something. I don't know. Yeah, SAMTIME. He's not gonna see this. He's a big YouTuber, but man, he's just so good at what he does. What are some of you guys' favorite YouTubers? Like not ADHD related, but ones that you just can't get enough of. I think I've already, mine being, a SAMTIME. I love that chapter. Myco, Give It a Goo. Can't get enough of him. He's a true crime channel. Briefcase and Crime Reel, both true crime channels that are just fun to listen to. What else do I love? Joe Scott, Legion of Weirdos. Whenever he does videos, he's always fun. Do I have any Snoopy mugs? I have a Snoopy mug at my parents' house. Then I have my Linus and Sally mugs I got for Christmas here. I'm crazy about mugs too. I love my coffee mugs. I got a bunch of them. My lady keeps saying like, you don't need any more mugs. I'm like, what? It's impossible. Can't ever have too many mugs. Yes, I did mention SHAG. He's my favorite. I have stickers from like 2000. I have a couple. My old MacBook is covered in SHAG stickers. I had a SHAG cat T-shirt. I had the calendar back in 2000 something. And somewhere here, I can't find it. I've been looking. I cut all the pictures out of that calendar, and I'll put the picture on Instagram. In my old office that I rented, I had the walls covered with them. I love SHAG. The sideshow I watched is I can't remember that guy's name. That guy's pretty cool. I remember he's got the same intro music as Sabretooth, right? Saber Shark. I can't remember. But yeah, I love the sideshow. I can't remember what all my favorite ones are. There's a certain channels that I like. Oh, Adam the Woo. Love his channel. I binge watched when the whole everybody go inside and don't come out thing started in February of 2020. He got me through everything. I mean, I didn't really panic much about anything, but I decided I was going to binge watch his videos, and I did from his very first video all the way to the one he had currently. And he puts out videos like mad. He put out a video a day for, I mean, people have done like Vlogmas, 30 days of videos, or what's the other one? Veda or whatever, video every day in August or whatever it is. Adam Louie did a video every single day for 1,942 days, I think it was. Every single day. That's insane. That's like, I think it's like 5 years, but he's a travel vlogger. Just goofy and weird and fun. I don't know. Yes, my SHAG mug. Yeah, it's right here. I forget which one. Oh, and it came with SHAG coffee too. I have the coffee bag. I wanted the other three, and I went back online. They were all gone. It made me so sad. Yes, thoughts and prayers to the old SAMTIME. I want to. I don't know. Cancer is a big thing to me. My mom is like almost 20-year cancer survivor, throat cancer. Beat the odds. I'm talking like crazy odds. Like your mom has a very slim chance of surviving the surgery, and then a very slim chance of surviving this 2 years, and then or 1 year, then 3 years. The numbers kept dropping, and she's basically like the poster child for throat cancer surviving, because she's it's a it's crazy. So that's a huge thing in my heart. Anytime somebody has cancer, it's yeah, I want to do whatever I can. I've actually done stuff for, there's a organization called Cancer Free Kids, cancerfreekids.org, that I did some design work for, pro bono, for free. I never charge anybody. It comes with a cancer organization for anything. Um, and anything that have to do with that cancer, it's like I do whatever I can. I ran a marathon barefoot. That's right. No socks, no shoes, and raised money for Cancer Free Kids. Well, actually, I ran half of it barefoot, and I hurt my back and had to run the rest of it in sandals. And then 2 weeks later, I ran a 10K completely barefoot for Cancer Free Kids. So that's a big thing for me. So whenever, especially you see somebody like that, even though I don't know him personally, anytime somebody comes out and says like that's going on, it's like hits. So actually a lot of stuff that I do, we talked about, doing shirts and merchandise. I do a ton of cancer related shirts. I'm sure if you go on Amazon, just type cancer shirt, you're going to see a bunch of mine. Let's see what else is going on here. I went to paint. Yeah, I will paint. I would love to paint more, Stacy, but I just don't. I don't know why. I should. My paintings just literally paint smeared all over a piece of canvas. That's it. Compendium? I don't know. What is the compendium videos? I have to watch more of the site. I know I subscribe. No, I don't know. Maybe they just don't put videos out that much, or I just don't see them. I need to check more on the SciShow. Yeah, barefoot running, the absolute greatest thing I ever accidentally did was barefoot running. And I highly suggest it to anybody with ADHD. It is the greatest thing for your brain ever. I actually started writing a book called, can't remember the name. I probably shouldn't say the name. Somebody could steal it. But at some point I should write it and put it out there about how much it helped my brain. Short story, I was never a runner. I hated running, hated it. But I decided I should start running for fitness. So I tried that. I hurt myself. And then I ended up not ever wanting to run again. Ran into a friend who had lost a ton of weight and looked great. And I was like, wow, your husband looks great. He lost so much weight. And she's like, yeah, he started running again. I said, I ran, I hurt myself. She goes, yeah, you can do that if you don't know how to run properly. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah, you run properly? What's that mean? And so I went home and I researched how to run properly. I discovered chi running. And it basically was like how you use physics to run, so you don't slam your knees into the ground and stuff. And then I hated running. I hate physics, but running and physics together, fascinating. So I learned how to run, went from running 0 miles a year to running over 1,000 miles, forget the exact amount. I was so proud of myself because somebody sent me this like 1,000K challenge in a year, like run 1,000 kilometers in a year. And I did 1,000 miles because I forgot kilometers or not miles or more. So I ran way more than I should. But anyways, I was out running one day in shoes and jumped over a mud puddle, got plantar fasciitis because I landed weird and it wouldn't go away. And I kept seeing on these message boards, like try running barefoot, walking barefoot. I was like, no way, can't do it. But I started walking and then I started running, like trotting barefoot, and it became like this obsession. And next thing you know, I was running 5 miles a day completely barefoot and was the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Like it does something to your brain. It is mind-boggling. But I almost caused 13 car wrecks over a span of a year and a half, so I don't do it anymore because people can't help themselves. They see somebody running barefoot, and the next thing you know, there's tire squeals, and I look over, and there's 2 people, and 2 cars almost hit each other, staring at me. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore as much. So, but yeah, if you learn how to run properly, it's great. Chi running, highly suggest it. There's videos on YouTube. There's a book, but it's once you do that, you can go out and run forever, and you never hurt yourself. It's bonkers. Does it help with extrasensory input? Yes, I think that was the biggest thing, because when you're running with shoes or even with socks, like there is a barrier between the ground and your foot on the bottom of each of your feet. There's like 100 to 200,000 nerve endings on it's the most sensitive part on your body besides your tongue or inside of your cheek. Like you have a ton of, that's why you never bite your tongue that much, because you have all these nerves in there and your brain knows what's going on. Bottom of your feet has a ton of nerves. It's how your brain contacts itself, can tell through the whole body what's going on. And so when you're running, I mean, think about it. ADHD, you're always looking for that stimulation. When you're running, it's like every step is 100,000 things going to your brain. Like it's the weirdest thing. And plus, when you're running barefoot, you're constantly, you have to be kind of looking down. You become hyper aware of the ground. Like it's really weird. Like I'd be running and I would see like a little twinkle of something, maybe 30 feet in front of me, and go by it and look down, and it might be a little teeny tiny piece of glass or something that I noticed from way back. And you just become hyper tuned into things and really aware of things going on around you. Like your brain really kicks into overdrive. So mentally you'd go out and run and it's just nuts. Like I didn't want to stop. And then I would go out and I bought some like really thin running shoes. Speaking of, these are the running shoes. That thing. Oops, no padding, nothing. It's even something with a sole that's that thick. You go out and run in that, it's not the same. Like you run 20 feet and your brain's just going, well, what's going on? What's going on? Where's all the excitement? Where's the fun? And I don't know. It's the coolest thing ever. But yeah, it's constant stimulation. You just come back and your brain's just on a whole nother level. It's really cool. Yeah, man. I always tell people, it's like, like when you walk on the grass barefoot, like nobody walks in the grass barefoot and comes inside and going, that was awful. You always just feel better. I don't know. But yeah, I ran on roads, sidewalks usually. But yeah, it's super fun. I can't even wear normal shoes anymore. I used to love buying like tennis shoes, like cool tennis. I can't, because once you start getting used to that flatness, like you can't handle anything. If I put on any normal running shoe, because they're always kind of angled, it hurts my knees, hurts my back. Can't do it. Yeah, it's anything barefoot. It's I went from being like I could not handle being barefoot ever. So for me to switch and then go running barefoot, I mean, that year that I ran 1,000 miles plus, I ran 500 of that completely barefoot. And I can't run any other way now. I was even running. It was like, dude, 20 degrees outside, snow. I couldn't run in shoes. Again, it's like, connect with nature. That's a lot of people say like it's this something coming through the ground. It's the whatever's coming up through the ground, and the grounding and the electron, whatever. It's like, I don't know if that's it or not, but whatever it is, it just feels good. And to answer everybody's questions, no, yes. It felt really cool, and I wiped it off in the grass. And the answer to that is, have you ever hurt yourself running barefoot? No, because if you step on a rock or anything like that, usually you don't, because you see it way in advance. But if you step on a rock and your foot, a big rock, you automatically just react. Your foot pulls up. If you're in shoes, you don't feel it. You just twist your ankle. The second no is, does it hurt? No, it feels amazing. The third, have you ever stepped in dog poop? Yes. How did it feel? Really cool. And how'd you get off? You just wipe your foot in the grass and it comes right off. And to my defense, I didn't know it was dog poop. It was in a bunch of leaves, and somebody had stepped in it, and like a high heeled, so the dog poop print just looked like wet leaves. It was weird. But yeah, barefoot running, I cannot suggest it highly enough. Yeah, stepping on the rusty, narrow, broken glass, you won't. Like I said, you become, the way that your eyes tune to the ground is bizarre. You will see little teeny, I don't know how to explain it. It's like your brain just takes all of its thinking power and focuses on, it's like superpowers. It's weird. I'd be running and seeing the stuff way in advance. And I never stepped on anything. The only time I've stepped on anything was I stepped on a rock one time because I looked down at my phone real quick. And that's when everything will go wrong. And I did step on a little teeny tiny piece of glass that got in my foot one time, but I didn't see that at all either. It was in an area with sand and stuff, but that was it. I've never, besides that, I had no sore knees, no sore back, nothing. It's bonkers because you can't hurt yourself running barefoot. You cannot slam your heels into the ground. Like, your body won't let you do it. Low-key jelly, my dad in Florida was just, let me see what what else? Fitness stuff on here. Treadmill. Yeah, I'm lucky enough. We don't have a treadmill, but we have an elliptical machine that we got. And it's like a high-end, like ones you get in the gym, an expensive kind, but physical fitness and being is huge, like for ADHD brains especially, is massive. So I started doing the elliptical October 2019, maybe 2020. And I've been doing it. I try to do it an hour every single day. It doesn't look like it, but I do. And if I don't do it, my brain just is not happy. Issuing a running challenge? Not really. My challenge for the running thing would be look into chi running, learning how to do it properly. The physics thing is amazing. When you start learning how to keep your body straight and slowly leaning, you're basically using gravity to pull yourself. And you're going at the exact same 90, 180 steps a minute, I think is what it is, 90 for each foot, no matter how fast you go. And you're basically controlling your speed by leaning. So the more you lean, the faster you'll go, but you'll keep the exact same speed. Learn how to run. That's my challenge. Learn how to run properly. Get rid of the big shoes. Get some zero shoes is what I love. Vivo barefoot, anything with hardly any sole. Start out completely barefoot. It's another way. You're going to get blisters on the bottom of your feet, but once you learn how to master that, where there's no pushing and pulling, you can go out and run forever, 8-10 miles, and come home and your legs aren't tired. I mean, you'll breathe, you'll sweat like crazy and stuff like that, but your legs won't hurt. It's once you get everything tuned in, it's bonkers. Yeah, gyms probably won't let you go in barefoot. I know some places that do. I've heard that some gyms have like a running track and they would let people in barefoot, but who knows? But yeah, if you run barefoot, it's the best way to avoid injuries. You're not going to hurt your knees or your ankles. Your muscles on your calves are going to burn like fire for the first time you do it. You're going to come back. You're going to get blisters on the bottom of your feet. Your calf muscles are going to be on fire because you're wearing normal shoes. You're up at this angle. And so your muscles have adapted to that when you're running barefoot in minimal shoes like these guys. There is no angle. There's no cushion or anything. You're using muscles. Basically, you've never really used that much when running. They're going to be on fire. But once all that's over, man, it's, and you start learning how not to get the blisters on the bottom of your feet, it's crazy. Hello, LB. Who is LB? What's that stand for? Are you Laura Bowfinger? I have a friend named Laura Bowfinger, and if it's you, I'm waiting for your snarky comment. How about barefoot on a treadmill? I've done that before. It's good. I mean, it's the same thing as running on concrete, but the mental stimulation is not there. It's something about being on on concrete or any type of surface. There's a texture to it, little bumpiness and stuff like that. That makes it fun. There's something about that going to your brain that helps. On a treadmill, you can get that a little bit, but it's not the same. There's something about being on concrete or on the grass. Nope, just a person. Sweden. I love Sweden. I follow a Instagram thing. It's Sweden, and then the other one is Switzerland. Like, I never had a bucket list in my entire life until I stumbled across Swiss Fever on Instagram, and I'm like, that's where I want to go. I want to go to Zermatt or whatever it's called, to the Matterhorn. That's the only thing on my bucket list. And I want to go to Sweden. Who else is on here? There's 7 people. which is weird. I thought for sure I would just get on here and there'd be nobody here. And I'd just be, the sad part is I'd probably be saying the exact same thing to nobody. Awesome. Yeah, cool. Want to run in the grass right now? Grass is, when you barefoot run, people are like, you want to run in the grass and dirt? No, I want to run on a concrete, on a sidewalk, because when you're in the grass, you can't see anything and you're running around and it's like all lumpy and weird. But on concrete, it's a lot easier because the way that your muscles go, there's a video by Dr. Mark, I can't remember his last name, from 3 Rivers Running or whatever. And he does a video about natural running, and he's running outside in a park on basically like a street, and he's barefoot, and he goes into like the science behind it. But it's weird. It's like running on a hard surface is easier than running on a soft surface. I mean, if you take a golf ball and you bounce it off the ground, off the concrete, it bounces really high. You try to bounce it off the grass, it doesn't bounce high. It's kind of like that, like the way your muscles and it's weird. Physics and stuff just makes it a lot easier. And you can go really fast running barefoot. It's weird. I never paid attention to the pace. People are like, oh, I ran a 6-minute mile. My pace is slow, or it's too fast, or whatever. My pace was happiness. That's all I want to do. But when I started running barefoot, my running pace increased a lot. But it was way easier than running with shoes on. Keith says, do you ever feel a crash from ADHD meds? I did on Adderall and Adderall XR, all those, but that's normal. VYVANSE, kind of, but I don't notice it as much. But now I'm doing a thing. I did a video about it called, I think the thumbnail says VYVANSE Anxiety, about splitting my VYVANSE, because not only would I take the medication, it'd be great all day long, in the evening it would kind of slowly taper off. Didn't necessarily crash, but I could notice it a little bit. But by splitting it, it's kind of like the spike and then down and spike, it kind of just flows better. Not only that, but it got rid of that anxiety that I kind of got taking the full pill. But that's helped cut down on that crash type of thing also. And now I'm doing a thing. I'm going to make a video about this soon. Speaking of VYVANSE, is I saw a video where a guy said he took some of his medication before he went to bed, which I was like, what? Like, isn't that supposed to keep you up? But I decided I took like a little, probably like a 1/10 of the powder, dumped it in a glass of water and took it probably around 6 o'clock. And I go to bed like 10:30. I slept the entire night. I don't sleep through the night, never have for a long time. But now that I've been doing this for the past 3 weeks, every night I've slept all the way through the night. So there's something about taking my little bit of VYVANSE before bed that is incredible. And I do a thing I'm about to do a video on I call Takes the Meds Then Backs to Beds, which I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I take about 1/4 to 1/3 of my VYVANSE, a glass of water, start drinking it, and then I go back to bed and get up at 5:45. And I wake up full, ready to go. Usually it's like you get up and you're kind of groggy, you take your medicine, you have to wait like an hour and a half to 2 hours before it kind of gets going. Not anymore. Takes the meds and backs to beds is what I call it. But once again, I saw it on some random ADHD video. Guy talked about it. And then I saw Jessica McCabe talk about it in one of her videos. She does the same thing. But yeah. Yeah, the whole splitting the VYVANSE, Stacy, I never thought about it, but in my video, I talk about how I forgot to take my meds for 2 straight weeks because I forgot to refill it. And when I went back to my psychiatrist, she called me a ding-dong head, which is in the video, it's true. But she said, well, instead of going back and taking it all at once, because you might get really, it might be kind of weird. She said, why don't you just take half of it, and see how that does, and then take the other half a little while later. I was like, what? You can do that? She's like, yeah. Just put it in some water, do it. So I tried it, and life-changing. That whole kind of like anxiousness that you can get from VYVANSE, it went away. I'm still getting the full dose, but it's just kind of split. And so it's kind of more smooth. But I know people who do that with other medications too, but it depends on if it's capsule or powder. VYVANSE is a powder. It's kind of tricky, but once you figure out how to open that little capsule and dump it out and put it back together, I've never spilt it or anything. I've been doing it for years, and it's pretty easy. See what else is on here. Oh, wow, I've been on here an hour and a half. This is fun. LB, I guess that's Laura. She's taking Concerta. What's funny is people say Concerta is a lot like VYVANSE, but Concerta just made me tired and didn't do much. VYVANSE is wonderful. It's weird how like it affects different people in different ways, even though supposedly the same thing or close. You drink coffee during the day. I drink coffee too. I drank coffee because it seemed to help my ADHD, and this was before I really started taking medication. I know some people when they take coffee with their VYVANSE or any medication kind of doesn't do so well. For me, it doesn't seem to affect me that much. Concerta make you tired after 5 or 8 hours. Yeah, that could be the Concerta, like a crash. I know with me, if I, even when I split my VYVANSE and taken some in the morning and then some a little bit later or whatever, I kind of had that crash. I'd get tired earlier. And I knew it was because of the medication. I can just tell when it's tired from being physically tired, not enough sleep, or the medication. But when I started splitting it up and doing it, like right now I'm doing it like 4 times a day. And that last one in the evening at 5 to 6 o'clock or whatever, got rid of that. So it's, I don't know. I'm constantly piddling around with my meds to see if I can find the perfect mix. And it's never going to happen, but I don't know. Oh, here's an interesting thing to talk about. I don't know anybody does this, but CBD oil, I avoided it for a long time because I saw anytime I see people selling it on Facebook, you know, your friends are like, have you tried CBD oil? I'm selling it. I'm like, no. But my chiropractor suggested CBD oil because I was having issues with like depression and stuff. And I was on Lexapro, which was awful for me. But he suggested this, you know, really good CBD oil. Don't worry, it's not like you don't get high or anything like that. But he suggested that, and man, that was life-changing for me in my ADHD. I got rid of all my depression issues, my anger issues. Sleeping at night was I slept a lot better. Icky bones, and like at my age, when you get out of bed, it's like you're slow, like, I can't get up. Now it's like, boop, I'm up and gone. It's incredible. And I know people who don't take meds, that just take CBD oil, and it helps out a lot. I don't know if anybody's ever tried it, but I am now a big, huge fan of the CBD oil. It's expensive. The kind that I use called ANANDA hemp full spectrum 2000, which means it has a little bit of THC in it, but you don't notice. But supposedly there's something about the THC that helps with the chemical. I forget what it is. But yeah, CBD oil, if you never tried it, it's great. I cannot recommend it enough. But you got to watch out because there's all kinds. You see it at gas station stuff. No, there's like ANANDA hemp. It's 100% natural. I mean, they give you a little code on the bottle. You can scan it and it'll show you the handwritten. It tells you where everything came from, where it was grown, where it was packaged. And it's actually, a matter of fact, ANANDA hemp is made like an hour from where I live in Georgetown, Kentucky. But yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy. You take it, you don't feel it. Like you don't take it and be like, oh wow, this is like hemp oil or whatever. No, you'll just realize that you go from things, you know, something would happen. I'd be like, oh, angry. Now that same thing happens, I'm just like, whatever. You know, it's weird. But yeah, the THC in it, you don't get like the high feeling, but if you take too much that your body is not used to, like it'll tell you a dropper full is a dosage. No, I'm like a quarter for me is like the most that I go in there. If I do like a half or whatever, you'll just sit down and be like, I don't care what's going on. I'm just calm, and you're not high, but you just feel happy. Like things are easier to deal with. Your brain calms down. I'll say this about the CBD oil. The very first time I took it, I went to my chiropractor because he sold it, and I got it from him. And he's told me, like, you know, take so many, like a little dropper full or whatever it was, see how it does. And then a few hours later, take some more, whatever you need. So I did that and came home and was talking to my lovely lady, and she said, how does it feel? Does it feel weird or anything? I said, no, I really don't feel anything, as a matter of fact. And I started talking about it. In mid sentence, I just stopped and went, oh my God. And she's like, well, what happened? I said, I'm thinking. Like, I'm only thinking about this. I'm talking to you, and it's just this. There's no other things going on. It's just this. Like, I'm thinking about the words that I'm saying. And I was like, see, and it freaked me out because I've never had that happen. And then later, I was, a football game was on, and I was standing at the little bar table thing, and I was eating chips and salsa. And what's weird with CBD oil is it feels like there was somebody else in my brain talking to me, which was strange. Like, always going like, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Like, checking in with myself. And I was standing there eating chips, and it popped in like, hey, how are things going? I was like, just sitting here eating chips and watching a football game. My brain was like, what else? And I was like, that's it. Oh my gosh, that's it. Like, I was actually able to watch the football game, and I wasn't thinking about anything else. I was finally able to sit through movies and TV shows, all this other stuff, and not have my brain going a million miles a second. So CBD oil, if you have a crazy brain, it's really cool. I don't know. But yeah, CBD oil, I take it. Before I go to bed, I do between 4 and 8 drops, and that's it every night. I did times like throughout the day, I was doing like 2 drops or 3 drops every so many hours, like testing it, but it worked wonderfully. But I like to have a little bit of I call it the madness going on when I'm doing stuff. Otherwise, it's like, life's good. Things are great. Like, if I just had to go to a job and just kind of hang out and do stuff, wonderful. But I have to have this little nuttiness going on. Let's see what other stuff is going on here. I gotta scroll up through here. Took Lexapro. Yeah, Lexapro. I'm glad I was on a low dose, Patrick, because when I went off of it, like, Lexapro made me emotionally numb. Like, I just didn't care about anything. There was no happiness. It was weird. And so I started reading about it. And then I started hearing about how weaning yourself off of it, like, you just stop taking it, it could be bad. Told my psychiatrist we weaned off of it. And yeah, it was, well, half of the THC is paranoid. The THC that's in CBD oil is very, very low. You don't get that high feeling at all. I was in college. I did think, and it's nothing like that at all whatsoever, because I didn't like that weird feeling. But CBD, it's not even close to that. How do you take CBD oil? It's in a dropper. It's in a little glass, like eyedropper, and there's little lines that tells you, like, how many milliliters or whatever. You just take it and just put it under your tongue. I just do like 4 drops. I know 8 drops is 0.25 milliliters or something. I don't know. I just do it by drops. Under your tongue, you hold it there for like a minute. That's it. And it kicks in pretty quick. What else is going on? I quit coffee, drinking only oat milk. Okay. I tried drinking, and I stopped drinking coffee. I just like coffee. If I don't drink it, sometimes I get headache. I do notice when I don't drink it that my brain don't seem to work as good. I don't know. I married a rabid anti-pot woman, so out of the question. CBD oil is not pot, like, at all whatsoever. It smells like, when you smell it, it's funky smelling, but not even close. Like, it's the feeling, nothing is like that. I mean, if you didn't call it, somebody gave it to you and didn't tell you what it was, you would have no clue. And it's pretty, the amount of THC in it, Stacy, it's very, very low. I know it used to be like, I have to go online and look. It's 0. whatever percent was the law. And then they actually bumped that up. So I don't know what it is, but all I know is that I have, just for kicks, taken like almost an entire dropper full, and you don't have that. You don't feel high. You'll feel like a total slug. I mean, I've taken that, and you just lay on your couch and you're just happy, not thinking about anything. It's that type of thing. Not having your brain race around, but I don't know. I keep my dose smaller, but yeah, THC wise, it's not gonna, I don't know how much you would have to take to ever get a buzzy feeling. You'll fall asleep probably before that happens, is what people have told me. What else is going on here? You love coffee? I love coffee so much. I don't know. I just do. I do. Oh, and another thing people ask about CBD oil is, will it show up on drug test? And yeah, it can. But also there are CBD oils. There's full spectrum, which I take, has THC, and then there's broad spectrum, which does not. And so you can get them both ways. But is it Samus 419? I know you. Wellbutrin. I don't take Wellbutrin. My friend took Wellbutrin, and she took it with Adderall also, I think, something like that. It worked really well for her. Didn't do much for me. Oh, wait. Did I take Wellbutrin? I don't remember. Caffeine pills. Patrick, I took caffeine pills when I was in high school, I think it was, before I knew I had ADHD, and it does seem like it helped me. I didn't drink coffee or anything, but it seems like it did something for me. They weren't mine. If it were, I took them because I was tired or something, but it seemed like it was more mentally on. So I don't know. What else is going on? Wow, we've been in here like an hour and 41 minutes. This is so fun. I've never done this. I was like worried that we'd just be like boring. I mean, I might be boring as heck to you guys. I probably am. But you know, I'm having fun. You know what's weird is I after doing the interview with the Dumpster Fire, I realized that just talking to people with ADHD, or maybe even doing a live stream, how much better it'll make me feel. And I got to admit, I feel really, really good right now, mentally. Like this is, even though I can't hear you guys, I wish there was a way we could Brady Bunch this thing up and just be talking to each other. But just talking about gets it off, makes me feel good. Just like when I do videos, it's kind of like therapy for me, which I didn't expect at first. But once I did my first couple videos, I was like, wow, this is like a weird sort of therapy. Just talking out loud about it really helps. You see, does your heart race when you take caffeine pills? Mine didn't. Your ADHD social battery is running out. I know that feeling. What's weird is if I'm around people, I'm really quiet. Like I'm a very quiet guy, to the point where I know people who told me like, well, before I met you, I thought you were just some sort of stuck-up snob, some scary looking dude that just is too good for everybody. I'm like, no, I'm shy. I'm really quiet. That's all. But yeah, I'm around people. I'm very quiet, very shy. Unless I was in a cover band, you put me on a stage behind a microphone, I'm this. I did stand-up comedy, totally different person. I think I'm the most comfortable on stage in front of people. For some reason, hate being around people, love being in front of them. So I don't know. By the way, if you've never done stand-up comedy, if you have ADHD, oh man, it's a massive benefit. Because it is, what I've realized is that the things that go on in your head that you don't want to talk about to anybody because they're going to look at you and go, because you're afraid they're going to think you're weird. They're going to think you're weird. But if you do that on a stage, people love it. So all those crazy thoughts you have in your head and come up with, write them down, because you never know what's going to happen. Oh, speaking of, true story. I had one of those things happen where something crazy popped in my head. I wrote it down and I put that thing on a t-shirt, and that's when I started doing like the print on demand t-shirt stuff. I sold 2 t-shirts with this ADHD quote on it. And one of those shirts was a gift somebody had bought for somebody. And that shirt blew up. It went viral because the person that they had bought the shirt for was a radio DJ out of Dallas who was syndicated. So he had all over America, you could listen to his show, and his name was Kid Craddock. And he talked about that shirt on his show and had it on his Facebook. and it was mine. And it went from selling nothing, from selling 2 shirts in 2 years. I was selling 50 a day, 50 a day at $5 each. So think about that. And it did that for months because people found it, shared it, bought it, tracked it down, found out where it came from. And then once I sent Kid Craddock an email and just said, thank you for the thing. I'm not going to go tell you what, I'm not here to promote my shirt to tell you where I got, but I just want to say thank you. And then somehow he still found it and then shared the link, and then it blew up again. And that shirt sold like that for years. And I'm sure that you've seen it somewhere on the internet. And when you see it, I wrote it. Isn't anybody gonna ask me what it said? So yeah, that one crazy quote that popped in my head, I put on a shirt that I didn't think anybody else would ever relate to, ended up being something that related to not only so many people, but I got emails from people saying, this shirt saved my life. This quote saved my life. This is how I think. And then I went to the doctor and they're like, you have ADHD. And it was amazing. What these little crazy things. So I just started putting all the crazy things that popped in my head, putting them on shirts. And believe it or not, I make between $800 and $1,000 a month just because of crazy stuff that pops in my head. The best part, I don't have to print or ship or do anything. I just literally make the design, upload it. That's it. When they sell, they sell. I love to sell merch. I'm going to check out your merch. Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. Kind of tricky. I'm a professional designer, which sounds weird. So I'm, illustrated. Making stuff is super fast for me. But yeah, just anything crazy. It pops in your head. You put on a shirt, it'll sell, and it's weird. Let me see. But yeah, if I cannot, the whole merchandise thing is fun. Yeah, my shop, if you want to look at the shirts, shop.goadhdgo.com should go right there. And I think the quote that was on the shirt that went viral is on one of my shirts there, I think. Same as the shirts. I sell shirts on Redbubble, Spreadshirt, TeePublic, Cafe Press, Zazzle, and Amazon, Merch by Amazon. But Merch by Amazon's the one that makes me the most money. Redbubble's super easy to use. So is Spreadshirt. But yeah, it's Shopify. I know people do Shopify and they kind of gave up on it. It's just way easier to do Redbubble stuff. I mean, you might not make as much money, but you sell more, which means you end up making more money, and it's just easy because you don't have to deal with anybody. I mean, literally, I don't do anything. I upload the design. Once it's on there, it goes. They do everything. Yeah, my stuff is all over the internet, Samus. It's I do mainly ADHD related and cancer related because of my mom. I didn't want to do cancer shirts at first or anything with cancer. I was like, I don't want to make, and she said, no, this is when you have cancer, humor and laughing is a huge thing. If you can't laugh and kind of make fun of yourself or the situation you're in, kind of do something fun with it, it's gonna be so bad. And there's a lot of people, that she went in her cancer support group that said the humor is what really keeps them going. So all this ridiculous quotes, these ideas I came up, I put them on shirts, and I don't know, people seem to enjoy it. You see us on Shopify? I need to no, LB, you can't leave. We're still here. Cowboy's about to snore. You're gonna miss it. But anyways, what? Let me see if it's on there. If not, if the shirt's not on my shop, I'll tell you now. But the quote that ended up going viral back in 2010, 2011, that the DJ Kid Craddock had. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years after that. But yeah, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have turned it into a business like I have. But anyways, the quote that was on the shirt that was a true story, that happened to me was just ask me about my attention deficit disorder or pie or my cat, a dog. I have a bike. Do you like TV? I saw a rock. Hi. That was it. Because I came downstairs one morning and I looked outside and I was just thinking my brain is insane. I hate it. And that phrase popped in my head. Attention deficit disorder. I looked outside. I was thinking about pie because around Thanksgiving and we had a cat. There was a dog outside. I saw a rock. I saw a bike, and I turned the TV on. And and for some reason, that little thing just put right in my brain. And who knew that it was going to encapsulate what so many people with ADHD were going through? I had one lady sent me an email and said, I've been trying to explain to my husband for years what it's like for what I go through every single day, and he doesn't understand. I showed him that quote, and he got it. And that was it. I was like, huh. It was pretty neat. You know, I'd go online to Facebook and search, and it was everywhere. I had people sending it to me, and they're like, oh my gosh, I saw this on Pinterest. This sounds like something you would say. And I was like, I did say that. That's me. It's mine. Pretty nuts. What's going on there? Have a wonderful Wednesday. Yay. Linda, that's at LB. That's not Laura Bowfinger. That's Linda. I think that ADHD shirt, Hyperfocus, I think it was at one point, when I found out that it was like going crazy, I went on Pinterest and it was literally the entire first page of like the humor section. That's all that it was. It was weird. Like, it was so strange. I mean, when your aunt is sending you like emails like, ha ha ha, this sounds like something you would say. I knew like, what is going on here? So it was weird. What's really weird is that I went from selling nothing, and every time you sell something, Spreadshirt sent you an email and said you've sold a product. And I was in bed, and all of a sudden my phone just starts going bling, and a few minutes later, bling, bling. Like every time I got an email, that was like bling, bling, bling. It just kept going. I checked my email, and it was like, you've sold an item, sold an item. And I was like, what's the deal? Like, quit sending me emails. So I pick up the phone to call Spreadshirt and be like, something's wrong. And then I started to realize that all the order numbers were different. And I was like, something's going on here. And then later that day, Spreadshirt called me and was like, what's going on? Like, what is the deal? You're selling 50 to 100 of these things. Like, what did you do? And I was like, I don't know. And I tracked it down and found out the answer. And yep, all because that one person had at the time 250,000 Facebook followers, and he put it on there, and they tracked it down, and then he put a link, and it went nuts. And to this day, that shirt still sells. Not as good as my popular cancer shirt, but still going. Spreadshop is wonderful. If you have a YouTube channel, especially, because once you get monetized, it'll start linking in. You can link your Spreadshop into your YouTube channel. So if you're ever on a video like How to ADHD, you'll see her video, and below it, it's had products. They're being pulled in from either Spring or Spreadshirt. I think hers is Spreadshirt. It's pretty neat. Etsy's kind of weird. Printify is kind of weird. The only downside is you have to deal with things with Etsy and Printify. And I know right now it doesn't seem like we're talking about ADHD stuff, but we kind of are, because if you have ADHD, all those crazy thoughts, start writing them down, start learning how to do t-shirt stuff and like Redbubble and putting stuff on there, because you can make money. I'm proof. You can make money at this. I mean, I was just going through my my Amazon stuff a couple days ago, and since 2017, I had made like $48,000 off of shirt stuff. And the best part is the shirts that sell the most is one quote where one word is changing on each one, and then with different graphics on it. So it's basically that one quote has made me like all that money without doing anything. So it's always, one thing that's great about ADHD is the brain. And I know people will be like, well, not everyone with ADHD is creative. Yeah, they are. And if you don't believe me, think about the next time somebody says we have to go somewhere. Like, we have to go to this get together and think about all the excuses your brain starts going through at that point. Like, "Doe, what are we going to do?" Like, "Oh, I've got to come up with something." Like, "Oh, I've got to do a school project. I've got to do this work. There's dragons out. It's going to be outside Thursday." Like, your brain starts going to creativity. It's there. Just harness it, write it down, run with it. Never be afraid to be embrace your weirdness. That's one of my mottos. So go. Okay, kids, you know what? I should probably wrap it up because my iMac battery is about to die. Do you have to set? Oh, hyperfocus. Yes, the legal policies. Yes, there are legal things that are involved. Redbubble is a little bit more lax. You'll see a lot of copyright infringement. That's why I tell people always go original. Never do anything that's out there. Don't copy anything. Just believe it or not, my biggest selling shirts, the two that are the huge, are just text. That's it. There's no graphics. It's just giant words. But since I'm a designer, there's a difference between just slapping text on a shirt and doing it in a way that looks good. Like, my popular shirts are designed in a way where things are balanced properly and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there's even shirts that are just look like total crud that sell really well. But it's all about what it says. It has to resonate with people. Like, the ADHD stuff that I do resonates with people. And that's what sells. Same thing with the cancer ones. It is very, the people read it, they laugh, they associate with it, it makes them feel good, and that's why they buy it. It's wonderful because every time a shirt sells, I know that somebody's, or like, that makes me feel better. They're buying it for somebody and knowing that makes them feel better, and that's wonderful. However, I will say that I do shirts that are cancer related, where it's, talking about their wife. Like, my wife has cancer, whatever, my husband, and I'll see a shirt that sells "my wife is this," and then you'll see a shirt like they all three sell at the exact same time, and then that person has bought it for them and for somebody else, and then I bawl my eyes out every single time, because that's even though making the cancer shirts is a way that I deal with my mom having cancer, it's how I deal with it. So when you see a bunch of shirts sell like that, and it's somebody's going through that hard time, and it crushes me every time. What else is going on? Sorry, eating cereal is getting hunger cramps. Oh, cereal sounds so good right now. The trick to not getting a hunger cramps is eating a lot of protein. It sounds ridiculous, but every morning I get up, I have waffle with peanut butter and jelly on it, and then not too long after that, I have like 10 to 12 egg whites, and that takes care of everything. It's weird. Yeah, Google and Facebook keep accusing of misrepresentation. Yeah, it's who knows with that. I don't know. It's the legal stuff is crazy with all kinds of things. Yeah, protein is amazing. It's proven to help with the ADHD brain. I don't know the science behind it, but it works. I think one thing you're going to notice when you watch any of my videos is I leave out all the science. Jessica has that covered. There's all kinds of channels that have that covered, the science behind why things do whatever. My whole thing is just give them the basics of what's going on. Like, when I buy a guitar, or when I buying a guitar, I want it to sound a certain way, and I want it to feel a certain way. And they're like, well, this has the whatever pickups that are wound with this, and they do this and that, and this wood is gotten Madagascar from picked by apes and carved by local. It's like, I don't care. I just want to know what it does for me. So when it comes to protein, I know there's a science behind it, why it works right for the ADHD brain, but don't care. It just works. That's all I need to know. Yeah, eggs are awesome. I eat eggs every single day with chicken wing sauce. That's the kicker. Why they accuse me if designs were mine? It could be hyperfocus that it's a copyright, like it could be a quote. There are bots that go out there and they scour the internet for quotes that are trademarked, which are a ton, and registered. It's weird. That's why I said you come up with some crazy quote nobody's ever done before and it's obscure and weird, you're in the clear. Green eggs and ham, Sam I am. Stacey, speaking of green eggs and ham in kids' books, did you know the Go ADHD Go was named after my favorite book of all time, the great literary masterpiece, Go Dogs Go? True story. I love that book. All right, kids. I'm so glad that you were all here. I have like 7 people. Oh, and look, people actually liked the video. I didn't even have to ask. I don't ask people to like the video because Hiking with ADHD Brain. Hello, I see your videos. You go all over. You don't really do ADHD videos, but you go all over the place and cool scenic things. And I put them on my big TV and when I'm working and if I'm not watching the cat trumpet fireplace video, I'll put those on and it's just like scenic. It's neat. You see, what's it called, Johnny? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. What's it called, Johnny, that I'm talking about? What was I talking about? I know it's a totally ADHD thing to say, but I honestly can't remember what I was just talking about. I haven't had my eggs this morning. Maybe that's why it's not. You see, no guitar sound cooler than one of the Innocent Mission songs. The Frozen. Oh, Natalie Merchant. I love Natalie Merchant. I'm not like a big, like I like playing guitar. I haven't played in forever. And I don't really pay attention to guitar tone and stuff like that. But certain things I do, like Jack White has these guitar tones that are just incredible. Like on Lazaretto album, like anything he does, it sounds so cool. I don't know how it's just neato. And let me see what else is going on up here. I want eggs. Eggs are my favorite. Protein powder. Well, I can't do the protein powder. There's something about the texture. I have no idea what it is. Man, does it get me. Yeah, I didn't notice that hiking with ADHD. That was a couple weeks ago you did one. I think you started talking in it. I was kind of surprised, like, whoa, what's going on there? Here's a fun fact. I don't know if anybody else has YouTube Premium, but I highly suggest YouTube Premium for everybody because YouTube without ads is the greatest thing ever. I cannot suggest it highly enough. And plus, you can have a video playing on your phone or whatever, and then kind of jump into other apps, and it'll just keep playing the video. So what I'm trying to say is that I listen to videos more than I watch videos. Except if it's something like with hiking with ADHD, where there's video, that's nature or something like that. I'll watch those. But yeah, YouTube Red or YouTube Premium. It's called Red when I got it. Definitely wonderful for ADHD people because the no ads, no distractions. And I was going to say, if this is not the most weird ADHD thing ever, is that I don't watch videos on YouTube. I usually just listen to them, and I'm listening to them all day long. I have a Bluetooth earbud that I keep in my ear, keeps my brain distracted. If not, you can wander off and get distracted and worry about things, but something about it helps out. So I listen to videos more than I watch videos, but I don't listen to podcasts. I never listen to them because there's no videos with it. But if the podcast is on YouTube and has a video of them like talking, I will listen to that, but I won't watch it. But if the podcast is on YouTube and there is no video with it, it's just like a logo on screen, I won't listen to it. So I hope everybody feels way better about themselves now because that's some weird stuff. I have no idea why. What else is going on here? Makes it easy to listen to some videos when there isn't stuff going on visually. Yeah. Is it Samus? Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. I will watch videos, but it's just I'm more like I said, I'm working or I'm doing something and I'm just listening to them more than I watch. And then I would be doing something and they'll be like, well, check this out. And I'm like, oh, now I got to turn on my phone and look at it and see what's going on there. So, yeah. How was your English hiking with ADHD, Brent? I think it was pretty good. I need to go back and rewatch it again. When it was on, like I said, I have a big TV like where I'm working. Wherever I'm working, I used to have a TV on just to have some weird noise and visual. I remember sitting there working, and I was like, "Who said that?" Because I didn't expect it. So I'll go back and give it a listen to. Yes, Keith, Go Dog Go is it's the greatest book of all time. I absolutely love Go Dog Go. What else is going on in here? I've never heard Frozen Charlotte. It's weird. I really don't listen to music that much. I don't know why. News like radio. I don't listen to radio. And I know everybody's going to laugh at this and think I'm totally joking, but I am a massive K-pop fan. And I don't mean a little bit. I have a playlist. It's 15 and a half hours long of nothing but K-pop. And it's all I listen to. Yeah, I'm a weird dude. But anyways, guys, my battery's about to die on my computer. And so I got to go. And plus, I gave the cowboy his medicine because he's got an issue going on. So thank you so much. Yeah, Stacy, YouTube Premium, it's like $15. Trust me. It's the best investment, especially with ADHD. There's no distractions. It's great. So I'd love to keep asking questions because I have no idea what the worst grades from. Oh man, hiking with ADHD. I went to school for 12 years and I still feel like I don't have an education. I'm distractions and just not able to retain information. I wasn't diagnosed till I was older, so way out of school, way out of college. So I feel ya. But I gotta go. I'm gonna start doing live streams more. You can watch K-pop videos with the girls. I don't watch K-pop videos that much. I watch K-pop random dance game though. I'm addicted to that. It's like little 3 seconds or 5-10 second snippets of songs and people do the dances from the videos. It's like crack. I can't stop watching it. That's the only K-pop. I find all the songs, everything. Awesome. Wait, guys, I gotta go. I gotta give the cowboy his medicine, and it's about his lunchtime, so he's gonna get up and give me the lunchtime stare. So I will be doing a live thing sometime, maybe later this week, just for kicks, as you guys make me feel good. And if you haven't subscribed, I don't want to do this, but if you haven't subscribed, you can do that, and you can hit the little bell thing, and that's the only reason I want to do that is if you want to be notified with the live stream. Like I said, I'll try to put them up a day or two in advance so you know in advance. They'll show up in your subscription thing. But I think if you have the notification on, it'll let you know. If you forget, it'll be like, so-and-so is going live. Besides that, I wouldn't turn the bell on or note for anything because they're distracting, except for calendars and to-do lists and emails if you need that. But everything else, no. Listen to Museum of Flight, you guys. I have to check that out. But I gotta go. It was so wonderful talking and meeting with all you people. Next time, hopefully, it'll be more organized. And who am I kidding? No, it won't. It won't. This train wreck. No. Thank you for putting up with me for over 2 hours. Wow. I can't believe I did that. Me neither. I don't even know how you stood me for like 5 minutes. I'm just glad I don't work with myself. Actually, that's my joke. People always, as I say the worst part about my job is I can't stand my boss, which is a problem because I'm self-employed. I hate working with myself. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much, Stacy, Simons, Patrick, Hyperfocused, all you guys hiking with ADHD. I saw everybody, LB, who's now gone out of here. Who else was here? Stacy, there was somebody earlier. I saw, where'd they go? Stacy's, those are, there's somebody else. I don't know where they went. Keith was here. Also, my very first live stream. I'll never forget all these. I'm going to put all these names in here. And then down the road, when people are like, oh, you'll hit like 1 million subscribers or whatever, which I never will. But if I get up there high, I'm going to mention this one day because trust me, I remember all the people who are there like now when I'm nothing. And if I do get big, those are the people I will always come back to. Like, hey, these people were there in the beginning. Like I remember them. I can't remember anything, but I'll remember weird stuff like that. So everybody, thank you so much. My poor little MacBook is about to go to sleep. And I will hopefully catch you guys later this week. Maybe like on Friday, kind of like a end of the week. We did it. Let's get ready for next week. Busting whatever. And SAMTIME, once again, you're not going to see this, but Godspeed to you, my fine sir. You're a huge inspiration. You are amazing. And I know you're going to beat this testicular cancer. You're going to come out on top, and because you got to keep making me videos. All right. So SAMTIME, this one's for you. Johnny Bob, signing off.